How are you?
I feel some pressure around my stomach, but overall I'm fine.
It feels like the delivery is right around the corner. I'm glad you're fine. Ever since I got pregnant with the second child, my health has been all over the place.
I know, right? I didn't have so much trouble with my health when I was pregnant with Anne. I guess it varies depending on the child. Is Anne fine? Is she feeling lonely?
She often asks about you, Betty, wondering if you've already gone to bed when it gets night. But it seems like her joy of becoming a big sister outweighs that. While looking at the ultrasound photo of the baby, she keeps saying, I wish it would be born soon.
I see. If she's looking forward to it that much, I guess it's reassuring. They often say that when a new baby is born, the older child tends to regress. I was a little worried about that.
It should be fine. Anne is already a grade schooler after all.
Right. Oh, by the way, what happened with the business trip? Did it get confirmed?
Yes. I'm really sorry. The department head wants me as the project leader to go on this business trip.
It can't be helped. You've been working really hard, hoping that if this project goes well, you might be able to get a promotion. And I've been working hard for that, Hans. I'm being counted on by the people at the company. I have to meet their expectations.
So, as we discussed before, it wouldn't be right to leave Anne alone at home. So we can leave her at your parents' place while we go back to our hometown.
Yes. I asked your parents too, and they seem more than happy. They seem happy to live with their grandchild for a month. They even said they'd take care of dropping her off at and picking her up from school.
Is that okay?
It's fine. They've just retired and have some free time.
I'm sorry. This time, because of my circumstances, it's ended up being a childbirth in our hometown. If I could have helped a bit more with the house, it would have ended with your mother coming over like last time. Your parents' house isn't that far from ours.
It's okay. It's easier for me at my parents' house. And there's also the matter of my health this time.
I see. We'll be apart for a while, but let's try to get through this. I love you.
Today the baby was moving around a lot, so energetic. It seems like it will be born soon. Really? I'm excited! Did you hear from Dad about the overnight stay? Yes! Dad is busy with work, right? That's right. We'll have to say goodbye to Dad for a while. Are you okay with that? Yes! I promise to play a lot with Dad when I get home. I'm fine. I see. Well then, Grandpa will come to pick you up tomorrow. Okay. Good morning. I'll be home around 3 p.m. Anne is so excited to see her dad after such a long time. Make sure you play with her a lot when we get back. I can't unlock the door. Can you open it? Aren't you home right now?
I've changed the locks, so don't come back.
Huh? What are you saying? Is this some sort of surprise?
Don't come back.
Wait, what's happening? Did something happen? Just let us in. It's starting to rain and the kids will get soaked.
No way. This is not your house anymore. Just go away, okay?
I don't understand. What on earth is happening? We're temporarily sheltering at a neighbor's house because of the rain. Can you explain what's going on?
Explain? Think about it deep in your heart.
What are you trying to say? You're not in your right mind if you're kicking out your own children.
My children? Don't lie. Tell the truth. They're not really my kids, are they?
What?
I had a hunch from the first child. Anne doesn't look like me. The second one, who was just born, looks even less like me. That's when I knew.
Wait, are you suggesting I cheated on you? What makes you say that?
Getting heated like this just makes you look guilty.
You used to adore Anne.
Because I thought she was my child.
I can't believe this. I'll contact my parents. I'll report to your parents too.
What the hell are you trying to do? You're going to twist the story to suit you, aren't you? I'll do the explaining. You just babysit the brat.
Brat?
Anyway, don't come back today. Understood?
Are we not allowed to come home? Daddy, what about our promise to play? Didn't we promise to play together when I get home? Did you and Mom have a fight? You need to make up. My teacher at school said so. When you fight, you have to say sorry.
Listen, Anne. All of this is Mom's fault. Mom lied to Dad.
Lied?
Dad isn't your real dad, Anne. So don't call me Dad anymore. Brat.
Hey, how can you say that to a child? Anne is shocked and crying. What happened to you over this past month?
Nothing happened. I'm sane. Rather, I feel like I've returned to my true self.
What's that supposed to mean? Was all that kindness a lie? Do you remember the vows we made at our wedding? To trust each other at all times. You said it too.
Shut up. Be quiet. Don't contact me anymore.
Wait. I can't possibly accept this. Hands. What do you mean they're not my kids? I see. I get it all now. The real reason why you've changed your mind.
Huh? There's no real reason. The cause is you.
You said you're taking shelter from the rain at a neighbor's house, right? At Davis's house, a mom friend. The house diagonally across from ours.
So what?
When we were visiting our hometown, Davis said she accidentally saw it when she was driving. You bringing a woman into her house.
Just because you're cornered, don't start spouting nonsense. Or is it this? All the women are teaming up to push the responsibility on me. This is why I hate housewives. They have nothing better to do than spread ridiculous rumors.
There's evidence.
What?
Davis's car dashcam. I checked just in case, and it was all clearly recorded. I was shocked when I saw the woman's face. Your ex-girlfriend, right? It was Angela, wasn't it?
That was a colleague from work. It's not Angela. It's a case of mistaken identity.
Angela and I went to the same high school and college. I saw her face often, and her distinctive mole hasn't changed since then. I wouldn't mistake her. Should we track down our friends from college and contact Angela? We can also send her the dashcam data and ask if it's her. Or we could hire a private detective.
Enough already. I got it. Angela did come to her house. Are you happy now?
That's not good enough. You were saying something about the kids. A little investigation will show that those two are indeed your children. Why would you say something so stupid? Explain it properly from your mouth.
Shut up. What's with that tone? You sound like my mom. It's true that when women give birth, they transform into this creature called a mother. They lose all their appeal as the opposite sex. Even though Angela was so wonderful, it's a huge difference.
You plotted against me to get together with Angela. Tried to divorce me under favorable conditions for you. If so, you're the worst. You said such terrible things to little Anne. You're an irredeemable scumbag.
Shut up. You, after all, don't know anything about me. Don't make assumptions.
Then speak up. Stop blabbering nonsense. Come on.
I've been holding back all this time.
Huh? Holding back?
I never even liked kids, but playing the role of a good father was well received at work. In this day and age, you never know where information will leak from. So I had to keep up appearances at work, in front of my wife's family, and in front of our family. It was all for promotion. Living like that was suffocating. But the moment you all went back to your hometown, I felt that our cramped house suddenly became spacious. I could go out for a drink late at night, meet with friends. I hadn't had that kind of freedom since I was single.
Is that why you ran into Angela again?
Yeah, Angela hadn't changed at all. It was like my heart time traveled back to my bachelor days. Every day was rosy. I was so happy. But when you guys came back, this fun time would disappear, and I'd be back to that suffocating life. That's why I kicked you guys out to prevent it.
I see. So you're basically drunk on a momentary freedom, and your head is filled with fantasies. Looking at you now, you're clearly not sane.
If you're convinced, that's just fine. Go ahead and leave me. That way I'm freed from the burden and can truly be free.
Do what you want? I don't want to live with a man like you anyway. However, make sure you pay the child support, and I'll definitely be claiming alimony.
Give as much as you like. It doesn't hurt or bother me at all. So it's an agreement between both parties. It's an amicable divorce. No more lingering issues. Let's not dig up the past ever again. Let's stop the unnecessary fights.
You just don't want to go to court, right? It would only put you at a disadvantage. You're so low. Well, never mind.
Betty, how are you doing?
Who is this?
It's me. It's Hans. You forgot about me? That's harsh.
Ah, it's been a while. I was about to forget you. Rather, I prefer not to retain even a millimeter of memory concerning you. I was thinking it was about time you contacted.
Were you waiting for my call? That's nice.
Don't just interpret things in a way that suits you. I just thought it was about time you woke up and came crying back in a disgraceful manner. Did you enjoy your fleeting freedom? Is Angela doing well?
Are you asking even though you know?
Of course. I heard that Angela dumped you. Why? Why don't you tell me the reason?
Well, Angela got angry because you sued me for alimony, and then we had a fight.
I see, but that's natural, right? I told you clearly. I'll claim the alimony strictly. You agreed, didn't you?
I didn't think that Angela would be charged too at that time. I didn't think that far. It's natural to claim alimony from a cheating husband and his lover, right?
Ah, but you were like a drunk at that time, and your head was full of fantasies, so you couldn't think that far.
You're right. I was out of my mind. Please. I want you to take me back. I returned to my old self.
No, the family bonds you broke won't return just because of that. And we are divorced. We're strangers now.
Please. I can't take it anymore. I can't stand going home. Even when I come home tired from work, the house is dirty, dark, and no meal is served. There's no family to welcome me home. I'm about to lose it from loneliness.
Ah, I see.
Really? Right now, I'm mentally quite unstable, and because of that, I'm not doing well at work. I can't keep my relationships as smooth as before.
That's probably because your mental state, or rather the people at your company dislike you. The story that you're the scumbag who locked his wife and child out of the house has gotten around to your coworkers.
Why? Don't tell me you deliberately ratted me out to the company. Don't mess with me. I told you it was an amicable divorce.
I didn't do anything. Remember Davis, who let us take shelter during that incident? He seems to have spread the rumor.
What?
It seems like Davis knows someone who works at the same company as you. The rumors spread from that person throughout the company. There's a saying, no one can put a door on people's mouths. Your carefully built image is now shattered. I doubt you'd be fired, but it might impact your future. Oh, speaking of which, weren't there talks about a promotion?
You're kidding. Betty. If things go on like this, my life will really be over. But if you guys are with me, I'm sure I can start over. I want to see the kids. I want to talk to Anne again.
No.
I've been saying all this. Why won't you listen to my request? Are you saying it's okay no matter what happens to me? You're heartless.
Stop throwing a tantrum. Right now you're just like a baby. Hey, Mom? Did you talk to Dad? Yes. Did Dad say anything? He said he wants to see you guys. You know, do you still want to see Dad? I used to. Is it different now? I realized when I saw you and the grandparents talking, Dad did something bad, right? Yes, he did. He did something very terrible. You were very sad. And Mom was very sad too. Yes, I know. I saw Mom crying in the middle of the night. My school teacher said, if you fight, you have to apologize and make up. But if you do something very bad, even if you say sorry, you won't be forgiven. Dad did something like that, right? So I won't see Dad until he really regrets it. Is that okay? Yes. I want Dad to really reflect on it. I see. You're an adult, aren't you? Probably the most adult in the family. When Hans' father learned of what we had suffered at the hands of Hans, he was understandably furious. Hans was disowned by his father, ensuring that he would receive no further assistance, regardless of what might happen in the future. Whether influenced by the rumors circulating at work, soon Hans was demoted and relocated to a remote rural area. His chances of promotion were cut off, and it seems his salary was reduced as well. But given that he needs to pay child support, quitting his job isn't really an option. Until Anne can find it in her heart to forgive him, Hans' days of atonement will continue. As for me, I'm helping out at the company my father runs, while studying for a caregiver qualification. This is an effort to secure a higher paying job. My youngest is still small, which can be difficult, but Anne has been a huge help, taking care of my little sister like a second mother. From now on, we three women plan to support each other and carry on.
Betty, when I get home today, let's talk a bit.
What about? Something happened.
No, it's not that serious. You know we're married, right? Don't you think it's better to discuss things about the future and money in advance?
Oh, that's what you mean. You surprised me by suddenly bringing up a talk. That's not like you, Aaron.
My mom said it's important to plan finances. I definitely agree.
So your mother-in-law said it. I thought it was unusual for you, Aaron, to say something serious. You're usually so nonchalant.
Got scolded. How much income and savings we currently have and how much we want to save for our old age. We should discuss up front.
I thought we roughly knew each other's income and it could be done later. Your mother-in-law would say that. She's so organized.
Too serious. Logical and perfectionist, isn't she? I think it's easier to live if we're a little more casual.
There's some truth in that, but your mother-in-law is right.
What do you think, Betty, about my mom? I think you've only met her 2 or 3 times.
Personally, I find your mother-in-law a bit scary. There's this tension in the air around her. I might just not be used to her yet, but it makes me nervous.
She's a weird one. Obsessed with weird things.
She seems to be quite particular. She doesn't like high tech, right? She said she doesn't have a PC or tablet at home.
That's right. It's risky these days. She only recently agreed to have a smartphone.
It seems that there are still quite a few people like that. Speaking of which, I exchanged line IDs with her, but haven't contacted her yet.
You don't have to. Don't force yourself to get involved. My parents live so far away that we rarely meet.
Doesn't that make you feel lonely? Is that okay?
My mom doesn't mind. She's basically bad at staying in touch. I don't contact her often either.
But I agree with her that we should talk about money. It's going to cost a lot in the future, and financial planning? There are things we should decide.
First, we need to save. By the way, Betty, haven't you been saving since you started working? How much do you have now?
My savings. Since we're married now, I guess I can tell you. Actually, I have $70,000 in my account right now.
$70,000? Did you save that much? I thought you had at most $21,000.
There was a time when saving was like a hobby for me. Plus, right after I joined the company, the performance was good and I got a lot of bonuses. I guess I was lucky to save up.
Still, $70,000 is amazing. Most people can't save up to that. With two incomes, couldn't we reach $700,000 pretty quickly?
I wonder. $700,000 might be quite challenging.
I think you, Betty, could do it.
$700,000 might be impossible, but I'll keep trying to save money. Of course, Aaron, you should help too, right?
Leave it to me. With Betty around, we can save money quickly and be secure in the future. Thanks for marrying me.
What is that? But having money is the best source of security, isn't it? Let's keep saving little by little.
What should I do? Betty, my mom might not make it.
What? What happened?
It seems my mom has been hospitalized.
No way. Why?
She found a disease. She won't survive unless she undergoes surgery.
Then she needs to have surgery right away.
It's not that simple.
Why? If she can be saved by surgery, shouldn't she hurry?
Apparently, the treatment costs a lot of money. My mom can't afford it.
Then how about we help her out? Let's do what we can to help her.
But the surgery and future treatment seem to cost more than $60,000. We don't have that kind of money to spare.
Doesn't the insurance cover it?
It seems that it's not covered by insurance. To save my mom, we have to use the latest medical technology. But that means it will be out of pocket.
But your mother's life is at stake, isn't it? This is not the time to be hesitant. Let's give her the money.
We've just had a big expense for the wedding, right? We were talking about moving at the beginning of next year, weren't we? We don't have that much savings, do we?
I understand. It's okay. Then I'll put out my savings. $70,000 should be enough for now, right?
Are you sure? It's money you, Betty, have been saving since you were single. Besides, you don't like my mom that much, do you?
But we can't abandon her. If I do nothing and your mother passes away, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. If there's hope for her to survive, let's bet everything on it.
You are such a cool woman. Thank you. I'll deliver the money. Can you go to the bank and withdraw $70,000?
Okay. But I'm worried. Should I try to contact your mother?
Please don't. I want her to focus on her treatment for a while. I'll go see her, so Betty, you don't have to do anything.
But isn't it better to contact at times like this? I feel it's wrong to pretend I don't know anything.
Actually, it's hard to say this, but my mom hates Betty.
What, really?
She doesn't want to be involved as much as possible. If you contact her, it might make her feel worse, so please don't. She needs to rest both physically and mentally now.
So that's how it was. Was I that disliked by your mother?
Sorry to talk about this when you're even offering money.
Well, it's okay. It can't be helped if she hates me.
But I'll make sure to tell her that the money is from Betty. I'm sure my mother will come to like you, Betty. She'll contact you eventually, so please wait until then.
I will. Are you going to your mother's place tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend.
Okay, take care. I hope your mother gets better.
Is this Betty's contact? This is Aaron's mother.
Mother-in-law? It's me, Betty.
I'm sorry I didn't contact you until now, even though I got your contact. I was learning how to use a smartphone from a young kid in the neighborhood. Once I learned various things, it was fun, and I started using Line.
Is that so? You're quick at typing, and you've mastered it.
Once I started training, I got faster and faster. I'm sorry for not keeping in touch. As a survival report, I'll be in touch from time to time from now on.
Thank you. Mother-in-law, how is your health? Are you doing well?
That's good.
I've been worried. I was told by my husband to wait for contact from you, so I refrained from contacting you.
Aaron did? Why would he do that?
I was disliked by you, wasn't I? I heard that you didn't want to be involved.
Why would you think that? Did Aaron say that?
It's okay. I'm really happy to have received contact from you today. And it seems that your health has recovered, so I'm really glad. I was always worried.
Betty, were you worried about me?
Because if you didn't have surgery, you wouldn't have survived, right? I was really worried when I heard from my husband that you were sick. If I could save your life, $70,000 is cheap.
$70,000. Did you give money to cure my disease, Betty?
Didn't you hear from my husband? I paid for your treatment. I'm glad I was able to help you with my savings.
I see. Betty, listen carefully. You should divorce my son.
What? Why? Did I do something?
You are making a big misunderstanding. This marriage was a mistake.
The money I gave to you was saved bit by bit when I was single. Despite all that, won't you accept me as your daughter-in-law? Isn't that too cold?
That's not it. It's not because I'm dissatisfied with you that I'm telling you to break up.
Then why?
I'm telling you for your sake. It seems my son has done something terrible.
Something terrible?
I'm really sorry, Betty. But it's okay. I'll definitely make him pay.
Hey, are you still upset? You seems to have been in a bad mood since last night. Did I do something?
Why don't you think about it with your hand on your heart?
Eh? I have no idea. Are you still going to be in a bad mood when I get home? It's depressing to go home.
Then let me be clear. Where did you put my $70,000?
What? I thought it was for Mom's treatment. You going senile?
Oh really? Even though your mother-in-law isn't sick? What treatment did you use it for?
Huh? You talk to Mom.
I got a line from your mother-in-law today.
Line? That tech-hating mother? She can't even handle a smartphone.
She said she learned how to use a smartphone from a high school girl in her neighborhood. It seems she's totally used to digital now. I also asked about the illness, but the story didn't match at all.
Oh.
And she said she wasn't sick? What does that mean?
Well, there's a reason for this.
What's the reason?
It was to save an acquaintance.
Save?
You know my cousin Tom, right? He was in debt, so I had no choice but to lend him some money.
Then why didn't you say so from the beginning?
I thought you'd object if I said I'd take over the debt. I'm sorry.
Huh. So you're lying about something so trivial now.
It's not a lie.
Just wait. I'll let your mother-in-law take over now.
Why, Mom? Her home is far away.
Your mother-in-law arrived here past noon today.
Huh? Mom's here?
Aaron, it's your mother. You've done something outrageous, haven't you?
Mom, it's not like that. It was to help Tom.
You helped him because he was in debt?
That's right. It was to help others.
Really? I just saw Tom. He didn't say a word about that, did he?
You met?
I went to see him as soon as I arrived here. I thought Tom might know something about the $70,000.
What the? You came all the way from the country for that?
I came to scold you in person. and to apologize to Betty face to face. I thought Tom might have some information.
But you didn't have to come all the way.
Considering what you've done, it's only natural. I heard from Tom. You got into horse racing last year and lost big?
No, not that I lost, but
Did you squander the $70,000 on horse racing? You exploited me and swindled money from Betty. Are you a beast?
I was planning to double it and give it back. I didn't bet all $70,000 at once.
So how much is left?
There's none left. I kept losing, unfortunately.
How pathetic.
I didn't think I'd lose it all. I thought I could give back a little, but it didn't work at all. I couldn't bring myself to tell Betty the truth.
I told you to think about the future and money when you get married. Yet you did such a stupid thing.
Because Betty said she had $70,000 in her account. I'd want to use it if it heard that, right?
That's money Betty worked hard to save. It's not your play money.
But if she told me it's our money, Betty's good at saving, so I thought it would be okay.
Betty trusted you and opened up about her savings? And you betrayed her right away. You're the worst person.
So, I'll apologize to Betty now, so please switch.
For the record, I advised Betty to divorce you.
Huh? Don't do things on your own.
It's only natural.
It's okay. Betty can save up another $70,000 in no time.
Are you serious? I can't watch this anymore. It's my responsibility that you've become such a good-for-nothing.
I got it. I'll pay the money back.
How do you plan to pay it back?
I'll sell my car and my collection of watches.
That's not enough. Even if you have to borrow money, pay Betty back.
Yes.
I'll let Betty take over again. Apologize. Make sure you apologize, okay?
It's Betty.
Betty, I messed up. I'll give the money back. Please forgive me.
Huh? There's no way I'm going to forgive you. It's not enough to just pay back the money.
So, what should I do?
You're just apologizing reluctantly because your mother-in-law told you to. It's obvious you're not remorseful. This scum.
I am remorseful. Then tell me what I should do.
Are you snapping back? Can you still act like that even after seeing your mother-in-law's tears?
Tears? Is Mom crying?
She's sobbing next to me right now. I feel sorry for your mother-in-law. You betrayed and hurt not just me, right?
No way. That strong-willed mom shouldn't cry. I've never seen her cry. She's a woman who didn't even cry when my father died.
That mother-in-law is crying her face out. What you did is that bad. You still don't get it.
I didn't think I'd hurt her that much. I'm really sorry.
Your mother-in-law said she no longer has a son. It seems like she's planning to sever the parent-child relationship.
Wait, Mom. I'll pay the money back properly. Don't say things like severing the relationship.
She said she doesn't want to listen anymore. Don't show your face again, she said.
Betty, I'm really sorry. I was stupid. I've been messed up since I got hooked on horse racing. I'll change my heart. Please forgive me.
No way. I can't trust you ever again. Trust is like savings, you build it up. But this time, my trust balance in you has gone not just to zero, but negative. If you want to be trusted again, you have to build it up bit by bit.
Then I'll work hard to be trusted again. Give me time.
Impossible. I threw away the entire account where I was building trust in you. I can't make any more trust savings. Please divorce me after you bring the negative balance to zero. After that, Aaron sold all his personal belongings that were likely to make money, including cars and all his favorite watches. He borrowed the money he lacked and returned a total of $70,000 to me. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the money comes back, I don't care about him anymore. We haven't had any contact since the divorce. However, it seems that it's not that easy for real parents and children. Aaron is said to be still begging his mother-in-law for forgiveness. Perhaps even Aaron couldn't bear the idea of severing the parent-child relationship. But to be forgiven by his mother-in-law, a lot of time and effort are needed. I think Aaron should drag this regret for the rest of his life. It's a fitting end for a person who exploits his own flesh and blood and swindles money.